Mix 94.7 KMCH on this Wednesday afternoon, the first Wednesday of June, and the first opportunity for us to debut a new segment with our friends over at Regional Medical Center. We are declaring Wednesdays Wellness Wednesdays. Each Wednesday, right around this time, we are going to sit down with one of the RMC's experts to talk about a health topic of the day. And as we are getting on our feet and getting going, how about we talking about getting on our feet and getting going? A little physical activity as we welcome in wellness coach and personal trainer Kristy Blake to the program. First and foremost, thank you. You're very chipper for...
Well, good morning, Eric. I'm excited to be here.
So how long have you been in with RMC as a personal trainer and wellness expert?
Well, I'm actually also a nurse, and I started there back in 1990 when the dinosaurs roamed the earth.
The mastodons walked the earth.
Yes. And then when I retired from patient care in 2012, then I moved into the Bob Holtz Wellness Center and into the wellness coaching and personal training, do some teaching for the cardiac rehab patients, and now practice in that area.
You know, but as a long-time RN and nurse, you see the benefit of physical activity, and you've always probably had that in your mantra as you cared for your patients. Hey, when's the last time you got up and walked around? When's the last time you did this?
Absolutely. It is something that has been with me for a long, long time. And actually, in retrospect, when I think about patient teaching, I feel like I didn't do as good a job as I possibly could about helping people to figure out how to make physical activity work for them in their personal lives.
And a lot of times, it could be just as simple as setting the car keys on the counter and walking to your destination. We live in a huge car culture, and winter months get us, I'll say this, get us lazy. Now that it's summer and we live in a community that we live in.
Absolutely. And part of that is also planning a bit. For example, part of the Blue Zones, back in the few years ago, there was a book written by Daniel Buettner called The Blue Zones, and one of the power principles was to move naturally. So it's not necessarily, even though I work at a fitness center, I encourage people to look for ways that they can move in the course of their day. For example, this is such a busy time of year for kids at ball tournaments, ball games. We're sitting in bleachers as parents, grandparents. We can get up and walk around instead of sitting there all day. Or in the course of your day, if you have a desk job, to get up and move. And again, I hear people say, I can't step away for a few minutes. Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
The world will not come to an end if you get up and you walk for 15 minutes, even if it's in your own building.
I know from experience, before I had children, I was able to go in and do rigorous exercise every single day. It helped to keep my blood level, my sugar levels down. I'm diabetic, type 2, bad choices over the years. But now that I have two little ones that I'm trying to stay active in, I don't have, in my mind, the time to do that. But there's time to do other things, including simply being active with the kids. You know, it's warm weather. Take them outside.
Yes. And when you take them to the park, you know, if they're playing in the park, and just maybe to play tag with them, or just doing little games with the kids that help them to see you as a good role model for activity also. And I think that's how we change behaviors as we move forward, is being good role models.
Well, not only that, but it helps us to stay engaged personally. You know, when we're active with the kids, we're having fun. We don't realize that we're exercising. A lot of the reason why people don't like exercise and physical activity, because they don't make it fun.
Exactly.
They think they got to go to the gym. They got to lift these weights. They got to step on this treadmill. They got to do this. And there's so many other ways.
Absolutely.
And there's pickleball courts in town.
Yes.
There's trails.
Yes. And if it truly, not everything that we should do is fun, but on the other hand, it shouldn't be drudgery. So if you're finding that exercise or activity is drudgery to you, maybe it's not the right activity. And it's also a mental thing. I'm talking on the physical activity, but we know that the mental aspect that being physically active also brings to all of us is a whole nother subject matter.
The amount of times that I had great revelations while I was out just walking in God's beautiful earth.
I could solve the problems of the world by the things that I thought about on my bicycle or when I'm out running.
Indeed.
So,
Kristy, it is a pleasure to meet you and talk to you. And what a way to kick off our Wellness Wednesdays here on Mix 94.7 KMCH.